Ah, Spyro, how I love you. Wait a second. You are my beautiful purple boy.
You're my sexy orange man.
I've now been making videos on YouTube for 10 years, which is kinda crazy. It's been exactly 10 years to this day. 10 years today. So, to mark the special occasion, I was trying to decide what game to talk about. I thought we could do some more Spyro, but we've done all of the good games. There are definitely no more good Spyro games to talk about. Crash Bandicoot.
You're my sexy orange man.
Why not talk about Crash? I can't believe we've been doing this for over 10 years and we've never, ever spoken about Crash Bandicoot. Like, never.
Pretty rubbish if you ask me. I'm sorry, but I think this game sucks a bunch.
To be honest, I completely forgot we did 2 Crash Bandicoot videos. The videos were as forgettable as the games. Crash Bandicoot 1 for the PlayStation 1, where it all started. Well, not for me. My first PS1 game was Crash Bandicoot 2, which we'll get to at some point. However, my dad's friend had the game and I was so intrigued by it. It was the same, yet different. And I wanted it. I wanted that beautiful fairy boy. Now, if you know anything about me, you know I absolutely love 3D and 2D platformers. Can't get enough of them.
Oh, this strafing. Snipe! Oh, shit.
Now, the interesting thing about Crash Bandicoot is that it's basically a mix of both worlds. Take your Mario and your Spyro and boom, you got a baby! It's a beautiful 3D world which I'd love to live in. Oh, wait. We've not got the green screen out, but that's fine.
We rotoscoping up in here.
The game is basically a 2D side-scroller just flipped on its side. It's simple, but fun and challenging, and I love it.
While editing this, I've realised how many levels in this game are actually side-scrolling levels, so it's basically just the Marios.
The thing I've always loved about Crash, though, is the collection aspect. They fill the levels with boxes to crash into. The boxes aren't just there for show, though. Collect them all and you got a beautiful shiny gem. Oh, baby. Except, this is Crash Bandicoot 1, and there's no fun allowed. To get the gems, not only do you have to collect all the boxes in a level, you have to do it without dying.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm out of here. See you later. Getting out of here. I think I've done this joke about 10 times in my videos, and you know, I never get sold, and then I've got to do the awkward walk back.
I just don't find that fun at all. Crash is too stiff and the level design is too crazy. I will not do it.
I will not.
Now, or ever. It's the same reason I never got 100% in Crash Bandicoot 4. Getting me to play these long-ass levels while collecting everything all without dying once? No, thank you. I mean, I think I'd rather do it in Crash 1 over 4, because at least there aren't 1,000 hidden boxes throughout the game. Anyway, if I were to be super critical of one thing about the game, it would be that. I just think it's asking a bit too much. Don't get me wrong, I like a challenge. In fact, I will happily 100% Crash 2 and 3. I even got 100% in Wrath of Cortex, and that game is not very good.
We got 46 out of 46, we got 101%. There we go. Finished it, baby! Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex is done.
I do not care about getting the relic.
But at least it's not absolute bullshit! Right, now we know what the game is. I mean, you probably already knew. Let's get through it. We jump and spin and that's it. Crash can't really do much else in the first game, so it's a bit weird for me going backwards from the second game. Certain enemies can only be attacked by doing one or the other. You can also collect Aku Aku masks to protect yourself. I mean, I gather everyone knows how Crash works, right? Now if only my furry friend Valerie would work. You lazy, adorable fluffball. I can't be mad at you. From the beach to the jungle to rivers and temples, all the way to scientific labs and toxic tunnels. You need to see a doctor about those. Ooh. This game has a very Donkey Kong Country vibe to it.
I think we're going to lose all our lives on this one level.
The only game out of the originals to have a map screen which actually shows off the levels. You start on a beach, and as you get closer to the end, the more the levels evolve into man-made castles and labs. I like it. However, I do like the Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3 approach also, as it's a nice way to throw completely random and differently themed levels at you. They keep the game constantly fresh, where after the 5th level that looks like a jungle comes along is a bit much. Saying that though, I think the game does a very good job at changing up each level still, with new enemies or obstacles, which is a different vibe. Speaking of vibe, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. I love it, from its jungle boops to its scientific bops. It's perfect. Every song fits the level theme so well. Dr. Neocortex's theme is literally perfect. The sound effects are iconic, from to what have I got? To horrifying screams. Poor mother. So we jump and spin our way through the jungle, climbing up fortresses, riding boars and having a swim. Did I mention that I'm very good at video games? And we make our way to our first boss.
Wait, I have to interrupt here. I actually think I've gone through this whole video and I haven't mentioned the most iconic level in the whole of Crash Bandicoot. The bloody boulder levels. I just skipped right over them like it didn't matter.
What have I got?
Like, oh my god. I mean, obviously it's taken from Indiana Jones, or, I don't know, maybe something before that, but they're so good. You're running from a boulder towards the camera. I mean, you can't see what you're doing, but, you know, that doesn't stop me from mastering it, baby. Too good at this game. How can I beat a level when I can't see it, yet when I can see, I just keep dying? I don't know. Anyway, the music rocks. I get it! Rocks!
Now, one of the things I've always adored about Crash is the characters. Crash himself is adorable. He always looks scared and like he is completely out of his depth. I sympathise with him. Our first boss is Papu Papu. I mean, just look at the guy.
One thing I absolutely love about this game is the fact that you can see the other islands in the background as you're progressing through the game. And as you get further through the game, you get closer and closer to Cortex's castle. It reminds me of Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight had the same thing where you could see the tower in the distance. It's so cool. I love it. And more games should do this stuff, man. It's so cool.
Some more mastering of similar levels later, and we make our way to Ripperoo, a crazy straitjacket wearing blue kangaroo that loves explosion. I mean, who doesn't love explosion? We explore creepy temples of doom. No, not that one. The one which has an infinite void of darkness. I love it. And then we make our way to one of the most recognisable levels in the game. The never-ending rope bridge of doom. Everything is doomed. But the biggest sense of doom comes from the longest level in the game, Sunset Vista. But it's okay. Being the master at games I am, I nailed it. Next we meet the buffest of boys, Koala Kong. He kinda scary, but really easy. Most of the bosses are pretty easy to be honest. Papu Pepu just takes a few jumps. Ripperoo takes timing, and this guy just makes you wait until he gives you the weapon to destroy him. Good job. Also, Crash 1 gives you 2 Aku Akus for all of the bosses. The difficulty in this is kind of all over the place. Before we move on to the next boss, we now move on to the level where Naughty Dog poured all of the game's budget into. That's it. The only level with an intro. I love it.
This game has some really cool ideas for levels. We have Generator Room, which is just a black void with a creepy soundtrack, and Cortex perving on us? Get out of here, you weirdo! Toxic Tunnels is pretty much a straight line, but you're just avoiding bouncing barrels and poison toxic waste. Kinda cool.
Dexter with a gun! He literally has a Tommy gun, and it's great. Imagine if in Super Mario Bowser just rocks up with an Uzi, or in Zelda Ganondorf is dual-wielding pistols. Pinstripe is just bizarre, but pretty great. Guns are so cool! Now we would move on to the next boss, but we have to deal with a stretch of some of the hardest levels in the game. The High Road, which is just a nightmare, but really gives me nightmares because of the time trial I had to do in Insane Trilogy. Feels like I went to war. And Slippery Crime? There's a slippery crime rate on the rise. I don't know what I'm saying. Then Slippery Climb, which has precise time jumps, death pits everywhere, and long stretches with no checkpoints. Thank God they cut out an even harder version of this level. But it got put back into the Insane Trilogy. Oh, that game is so well named. Now, the last 2 bosses are both creepy looking short men who do science. I'm scared. Embryo just wants to share his jelly. What a lovely man! Oh Lord! Smack him in the face! Chuck his jelly back at him! 2 levels to go. The lab, which is just Jelly Town. Everyone got the jelly sharing memo. Did you bring your jelly? And the hardest level ever conceived by man.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank myself, I am the greatest, and also I'd like to thank my furry friend Crash Bandicoot for having a sweet, furry...
Done, Crash Bandicoot.
Dr. Neocortex is just such an amazingly well-designed character. Everything about him is perfect. Except, I think he got even more perfect in the second game. He just looks so ridiculous but gorgeous at the same time. As for his boss fight, it's just all about waiting and timing the comeback. Much like this channel. Boom! And there we have it, Crash Bandicoot. Now, while it's probably my least favourite of the originals, I still think it's a great game. I do, however, think the second game improves every single aspect of the formula, building upon what made it great and changing it up just enough to keep it extra fresh. But we'll get there soon. Or in another 10 years.
Wait a second. Wait, I've done this all wrong. I already beat Crash Bandicoot. Of course I've beaten Crash Bandicoot. Why wouldn't I have beaten it? Oh, that means we don't take a number off of the total unbeaten games. Oh, God. Hey, at least I got another video coming out at the end of this video. Oh, wait, I did the same thing. We're literally gonna be here forever.